incumbents to ESAC, just as we did not interview Dan Daly on the Planning Commission, that we interview the new applications for the two open positions, but go ahead and approve the incumbents, just as we have done with the rest of the commissions, the committees.
I'll second that.
Okay. And we're just talking about incumbents then?
Just incumbents. And then do the interviews that we had planned and use those to fill the remaining two positions.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the board regarding these appointments? John, do you have anything to say?
I'm ready to vote.
Okay. Are there any questions in the room or any questions in the Zoom room? Seeing none, voting on the incumbents for the ESAC. Yea or nay?
Aye.
Those in favor,
Aye.
Aye. Nay?
Nay.
Nay.
Okay. I would prefer that we at least interview people. There were a lot of applicants. There are, in fact, were there 4 or 5 adult applicants? 4?
So, no, I'm sorry.
5 applicants for 5 adults for 4 open positions. So those are 5 additional people. So I would like to see us at least consider those applicants.
There's a question on Zoom.
Okay. And is that Mary?
Says
Did
Mary.
you vote?
Yes. Yes, this is Mary McCluskey. I currently am an incumbent on ESAC.
Yes.
I wanted to Yes, hello, everyone. I just wanted to make a comment that this is unprecedented to shut out 2 incumbents who
Yes,
are
it is.
not only
It's politically
founding
motivated.
members, but began your social media campaign, also launched the very, very successful expos for the township, and also at the last meeting, as is customary in the past, the vote was taken, and for some reason you decided to put it on pause. And after that meeting,
Yes, it's politically motivated.
weeks after, suddenly resumes came in. And so without any conversation with the existing members of this committee, we really and truly are perplexed. And any future volunteer for an ABC in East Goshen is watching this. So I really would like you to give second thought to respecting those who have contributed over 6 years of their time. I find it very disrespectful that you are behaving this way, and I would hope that you might rethink it. I know that you're trying to be courteous to those people who have stepped up, but in fairness, over 6 years, we've always had open meetings to the public. I think we've maybe had 3 visitors at any one given time. I do not see any of these names as people who have ever visited one of our meetings or ever contacted a member of ESAC. Mm-hmm. So I would like you to revisit Barbara Emery's suggestion, as well as Cody Bright's, and please reconsider this, because as incumbents, a little respect to the volunteerism in this township would be extremely wise.
Well, but respect in this township depends on your use, doesn't it?
Thank you for your comments. Mary, I'm going to respond to that and tell you that I asked the new board members specifically if they wanted to delay these appointments so that they could be involved in the process. And that was really what it was for, so that they could be involved in the process.
And yet, you would like to consider people who never volunteered before and never sent in their resume until after that motion. So I'm calling it for what it is, and I really think you should reconsider.
Thank you for your
It's just-
comments. I was trying to tell you
I think that I do think it's strange that all of this is happening because we successfully passed a resolution for a plastic ordinance. It feels like retribution, Michelle, and I'm putting it out there for all to hear that this is how you're operating.
It's absolutely not retribution on my part. People don't like the approach that was taken with the plastics ordinance.
Oh, give me
Then
a
Why didn't they
break.
come to a meeting?
Why
They've
don't
been
you let me
open.
talk? Why don't you let
They're
me talk?
open meetings. Every month it's an open meeting, Michelle, and you know that. In fact, you didn't even come to a meeting. Nor did
No.
John Herzog.
The reason I voted no was because of the lecturing that I had to listen to from the members of the ESAC on meeting after meeting. I'm tired of being lectured. And I'm
Then
not
why
going to
didn't you
stand.
ever attend? How come you never attended a meeting? In fact, John, I don't
Why
even
should
think
I?
you attended you didn't even
Why
come
should
to the
I? You
expo.
are an advisory group.
Because you are
And
elected,
we're the board
John.
of supervisors.
You should
You are
'Cause it's
supposed
your
to
job,
advise us,
dude.
Not,
And we did.
not lecture us.
I don't think that's what happened, John. But
I think it is.
now it's on record. Now the township knows how you operate. You never
operate
came
right
to a
out
meeting,
front.
John.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
and John, guess what? I think you just wanted to say that you defund the police. Didn't you just say that let's cut the cost of WeGo? Really?
Yep.
I said, let's cut the budget because Thornbury is not part of the jurisdiction now. And we can't afford to pay the full amount
Okay.
that we paid.
You can't
when
afford for
Thornbury
your
was.
police
So,
protection?
I don't feel like being questioned like this. Why don't you
That's
come
your
into
job
one
as
of
an
our
elected
meetings
official.
and we'll go at it, you and I.
Oh, there's a threat.
Okay, I think that that's enough. I was trying to respond to you. I'm not going to continue my response because you keep interrupting me. So, if anybody else has
Oh,
any
it's good to be
questions in the
king and
Zoom
queen
room,
in East
we'll go
Goshen.
ahead and move forward.
The fix is in.
Anybody else in the room? Okay. You can come up to the mic. Yeah. Thank you. Just so they can hear on the Zoom.
David Chewy, East Goshen. I didn't hear Peter's vote, so you voted against the motion to appoint the incumbent ESAC members.
That's correct.
Is that correct? Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. And I'd like to just maybe comment on the fact that the single-use plastic was a divisive process, a word that was used here. That ordinance was researched heavily by the ESAC. Nobody was lecturing anybody. They were presenting an ordinance for your consideration.
once
And
they agree
they
with them.
respectfully listened to the fact that you didn't want enforcement in the ordinance. They took that out. Then you said that you didn't want it to be an ordinance, you wanted it to be a resolution. They agreed to that, and that was voted on. There was nothing divisive about it.
They agreed that they're an advisory group, David, and you know it.
They agreed to make the changes. They brought a draft to you. They agreed to make the changes that you recommended.
No,
there was nothing divisive about it, except for
recommended-
you, John.
We recommended Michelle's resolution and you voted against it, and the other resolution was voted.
That's what happened. But there was nothing divisive about that. The ESAC had done all that work and brought a resolution for you to consider. And, if a board member took it upon themselves to write a resolution, the rest of the board considered that and decided not to consider it in the board meeting. That's not divisive.
No, that wasn't
Process.
divisive, but the response from the residents was, you were in the room at the same time, and there were residents that were here
And
were angry about the fact
And
that
let me
They were angry about eminent domain too.
let me say that John doesn't want to be lectured to. But
And
one
here
of
comes
the,
election.
but one of the candidates for ESAC is Ken Flanagan, who stood up here and lectured everybody in this room, including the board.
Yeah.
So don't tell me you don't want to be lectured to, because you were. That's all I have to say.
Okay, where were we? We had taken a vote. There were two yes, there were three no, and that's where we are. We have youth advisors. Do we want to interview them or do we want to appoint them at this time?
I'm okay with appointing them since they're not voting members.
Okay, so we had a discussion about the youth advisors, the youth